And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Duplex is very proud to present Lady Mariposa's The Summoning.
Bonsoir, fellow Duplexians, and welcome everybody to a summoning of friends. I've asked you here to help me out. On you the night depends. Welcome everybody to the happiest summons in town. Here we drink and laugh, we never frown. Come on in, have a seat, get a buzz, have a spirit, and unwind. Come on in, have a spirit, most of all, leave the world behind. You've been summoned to Mary's world to help Mary make things right. And Mary loves you for being here tonight. Yes, all of you. Heavens. So come on in and we'll make you feel good, or we'll make you feel nothing at all. The iPod piano holds thousands of tunes, and tonight I just might sing them all. You've been summoned to Mary's world. Here magic can happen tonight. Let Mary guide you. I'll be your leading light. Leave all your worries and problems at home. Run for the door. Put down that phone. Come to the Duplex where dreams come true. Everyone who's anyone's played here. Now Mary's here. For you and for you. Yes, and you. Oh, hello, darling. Yes, everyone's welcome tonight. So come on in, have a seat, get a buzz. Know that everyone's welcome here. I don't give a damn who you're with, who you love, transgender, cisgender, or queer. You've been summoned to Mary's world. Here we all have equal rights. And Mary loves you. Mary is yours tonight. So come on in, have a seat, and get a buzz. Most of all, leave the hate behind. Thank you, darlings. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for coming. And, well, didn't think I'd have to wait that long. So, welcome to my summoning and my virgin appearance. What's that? No, not centuries. I haven't been able to say that in a long time, you know. No. Welcome to my summoning and my very first engagement here. Not at the Oneplex, not at the Multiplex, nor at the Cineplex, but here at the Duplex. That's French for twoplex. The A to Z plex of Cabaret Society. And I'd like to thank all of you for coming to see Ickle-Moore. Yes, give yourselves a hand. Yes, thank you all. Now that you're here, everyone have a little drinky poo, or two, or three, or four, or five. Because I need you all loosened up so your minds will be open to suggestion. For tonight, we shall attempt something I've never attempted. A group summoning of a celestial spirit. Don't be afraid. It's not dangerous. I performed many successful solo summonings with no harm done on my own little chat show. Have you heard? I'm doing a series for the telly called Famous Interviews. Famous Interviews. I shall descend into your world as Dante did into the Inferno. Ooh, heavens. Here you go, darling.
Thank you.
Cards for you. Pass them around. Cards for you. Hello, dear. Pass them around. How's the UN doing, darling? Hello. Cards. Oh, hello, darling. So good to see you. Oh, and you too. It's like an old folks' home. There you go. I don't know if I've got enough here, but I can't give them out one at a time. I don't do one at a time anymore. Too old for that. Actually, I'm running out of cards. So, oh, hello. Which one's in medical school? Is it you? I hear you're a regular cut-up. That's what your mummy says. Here you go, darlings. Oh, hello, dear. How good to see you. Decided to wear that, did you? Dragged it out of the attic. I remember when that was in style. I'm old enough. Here you go, darling. I'm sorry I'm all out of cards. I should have brought more, but I didn't think you'd all show up. All right. I shall ascend back to the angelic stage of the duplex. Now, famous interviews. Of course, it's not yet famous. Not even syndicated. Or signed. In fact, I'm still looking for an agent. But if it is signed, and if it does become a smash, well, wouldn't that just be interesting? Wouldn't that just be bee's knees? Here's the premise. Well, the original premise. I've been forced to switch things up a bit, you see. Initially, I'd planned every week to have a confidential conversation about some illustrious luminary from celebrity society. Only for some reason, I had no luck getting these living legends into the studio. So, not to be undone, I've taken to summoning some of my favourite celebrity spirits who are summoned in seance. The lovely Katharine Hepburn, who I've always admired for her fierce independence. Truman Capote, the literary lion, who I've always, well, thank God I've never appeared in any of his tell-alls. There's one answered prayer. Well, thank heaven someone knows what that means. Yes, give yourselves a hand. You deserve it. All right, let's see who else. Well, Bette Midler. No. Not Bette Midler. I meant Betty Davis. Heavens, Bette Midler's still very much among the living, last time I checked. But that's okay. I can wait. Well, I can wait, but I can't wait any longer for tonight's summoning. You see, my sweet son Cecil has somehow been snared in cross-seance signals and has been quite unexpectedly possessed by a rather crude spirit, calling himself Paul Lynde. Paul Lynde, whoever that is or was. I'd never heard of him, but as any chat show hostess worth her salt would, I looked him up on the wiki web. Well, oh, you like that, did you? Well, the wiki web. Well, I still don't know who he was, as I don't know me onions when it comes to old-time, washed-up Hollywood Squares television personalities. Well, whoever he is or was, he's caused a rather radical change in Cecil's behavior. He's gone from sweet to tart, excessively safe to carelessly incautious, sometimes sipper to arse of a tit off his trolley. Just the other night at dinner, he got so drunk, when he rose to leave, he could barely balance. And on his way home was mowed down by a cyclist while skipping across the street. So, you can see the urgency. He's still home recuperating, with a bottle of booze by the bed. So, are you ready for a conjuring? Oh, God, I love energy and enthusiasm. All right, so, our collective spirits, our collective powers should suffice in summoning the spiteful spectre from Cecil to here, inside moi, where with my superior psychic skills, I shall expel him back from whence he came. If we succeed, Cecil is freed. If the glove does not fit, you must acquit. No. That's a different summoning. A different summoning entirely. All right. First things first. Well, what better way to start anything than with a drink? Everyone, raise a glass. Cheers! Cheers! Spirits for the spirit. I beg your pardon. You do and you clean it up. All right, now, first we must do a test for psychic signals to make sure there's something to click into. So, Armando, darling, would you mind lowering the lights the way you did last night? Thank you, dear. Now you'll be able to see a psychic detector on. Whoop. There's one. Two. Well, lights back, darling. I wouldn't say it's overwhelming, but perhaps it's enough. All right. Now, we shall do a group incantation. That's where the group summoning part comes in. So, I don't expect you to memorize anything, so I've made visual cues. Perhaps. All right, here we go. If you can't see it, copy your neighbor. Ready? Can you see? Is it visible? Yes. Okay, good. All right, here we go. Ready? This is a rehearsal. 1 rehearsal, then 3 for the real thing. All right? 3 to conjure him up. All right? Wiggly worm, sickening sot, abandon your grip, come to this spot. That was excellent. Much better than I'd anticipated, really. I thought you'd need more than a go. All right, 3 in a row. Ready? Wiggly worm, sickening sot, abandon your grip, come to this spot. Wiggly worm, sickening sot, abandon your grip, come to this spot. Wiggly worm, sickening sot, abandon your grip, come to this spot. Commune with us, wiggly worm, commune with us. Move into me, wiggly worm. Nothing. Perhaps we must wait a bit longer for the psychic signals to accumulate. Well, you can call it a fashion, I suppose, sort of like Lady Gaga. You could call it a fashion. All right. Coming out with their own makeup line. That sounds scary. All right. Where was I? Now. All right. So we must wait a bit longer for psychic signals to accumulate. So while we do, why don't I tell you a little story about how all of this summoning business came about? Yes. Now, thank you for your enthusiasm again. All right. Well, surprisingly, heavens, I think I've started a little early tonight. Surprisingly, I have never been a great believer in the afterlife. But my sweet son Cecil convinced me to consider the possibility of communicating avec la deportée. He provided me with candles, Ouija board, taught me incantations. Did you know they must rhyme? Isn't that sweet? The afterlife must be a very poetic place. We should all fit right in. Well, perhaps not you. Well, you're here, aren't you? There must be a drop somewhere inside itching to get out. Then I'd like to help with that. Now, let's see. You know, I'm afraid Cecil's susceptibility to being possessed may be partially inherited. You see, I too have been possessed by a spirit. The spirit of l'amour. L'amour, l'amour, toujours l'amour. Though looking back, perhaps it wasn't love at all, only lust. They're often difficult to tell apart, n'est-ce pas? Well, maybe. Whatever it was, my spirit had a body and a name. Frederick Bitchcock. And it was. Frederick of East Jaywick. where I would rather be dead than be caught in East Jaywick. Frederick has taken up a permanent residence in his local pub. Frederick has never worked hard at anything a day in his life, except perhaps depriving me of my most prized and powerful possession, youth. Yes, of course I was once young, the impertinence. Well, just as the tender bud of my blossoming career was beginning to bloom, and I needed all the support I could gather, he abandoned me, leaving me alone to raise, clothe, feed, and shelter our delightfully dainty son, Cecil. He's such a dear. You know, it was his idea I perform here tonight. Yes, he's quite the connoisseur of clubs and cabarets, especially those here in the village. And in Hell's Kitchen. Well, I didn't meet Frederick in Hell's Kitchen, nor in a pub in East Jaywick. No. Would you like to hear how we met? Yes. I say, would you like to hear how we met? Yes. I can't hear you. Yes. No, really, I can't hear you. One moment.
Turn up your hearing aid.
Exactly. You're one step ahead of me, dear, whoever you are. Oh, just another man in the dark. I know him well. All right. It's funny how the lines you didn't plan are the ones that go over. Well, so Cecil, where was I? Heavens. All right. Thank you, darling. How I met, well, it's a bit of a shambles, really. Almost. We met at a truck stop in Chippenham, which I used to frequent for the scrummy meat pies and lovely views. I've witnessed many a shooting star from that vantage. Late at night, very late. And so I met Frederick, a lorry driver who was just passing through. And just as he was about to pull out, he took a sudden shine to my rather unique endowment. A couple of shines. Truth be told, regular spit polish. Well, he ended up couching me on the back of his lorry on a 50-pound sack of powdered potatoes. Such a romantic. Well, he wooed me and won me and promised to wed me that very same night while hauling me and 2 tons of taters to Tilbury. Well, Mommy warned me not to trust a man on wheels, travelling trickster that he was, and for once, mind, Mommy was right. She never let me forget it either. Well, as it turns out, of course, we never married. Surprise! No, I was abandoned at the altar, cheated at the chapel, ditched before I do by my no-good, fickle-feculent fiancé, Frederick. Now here he's actually tied the knot with some slapper from Sunderland. Probably met her at a pub. Where else? Probably proposed while sozzled. How else? How else does he do anything? She's purported to be a former performer of musical theatre. So you know what that means. Oops. Hold on. Here I go again. All right, so. Coincidentally, poor Lynde claims to have starred in a musical. Tata Birdbrain, or something like that. And if that was the title, he probably had the lead. Now, if true, perhaps another song will help set the mood, lure him here. And I have just the one. Now, of course, I wasn't invited to Frederick's nuptials, but if I had been, I'd have stood before the C of E, that's the Church of England, dear, looked him straight in his potted puss and sung this. I hear you're happy. You found some body new. Well, how nice. They say you've taken a trip together. Something we never got around to. Well, how nice nice for you. You finally found someone to give your love to. How nice for you. Everybody says you've lost weight, wearing those skinny leg jeans. Again, at your age, how tacky. I guess that means no more chocolate hugging doss late at night, instead of getting into bed. Well, how nice for you. You finally found someone to love and share your life with. How nice for you. All the things you wouldn't give or couldn't give, you're giving, just not to me. Well, have you heard? I've moved to New York. Thought I'd try somewhere drier, further, somewhere I can't run into anyone I know. Don't want to know anyone, nobody. I've started anew, and maybe I'll find someone too, like you did. So tell me, you say she's the love of your life. Well, how bloody fucking nice for you. And good riddance to bad rubbish, I say. The only upside to the entire relationship, besides, of course, me sweet son Cecil, was this engagement ring. Of course, I don't wear it on that finger. Don't want to confuse any suitors. But it's lovely, isn't it? Have a look. I originally mistook it to be part of the Liz Taylor collection. It's lovely, isn't it? Well, after being jilted, I've had it appraised. Turns out it's more likely part of the Lady Bunny collection. Worth little more than the proposal it came with. But still, I like it, and if lifted, little loss. I think I'm feeling a shift in the cosmic currents. Perhaps now is a good time for another something. Well, another attempt, all right? Psychic signal detector. Armando, darling. Armando, isn't that a lovely name? Sounds Brazilian, doesn't it? I can just picture Armando on a beach in Rio, in Speedos, or out of Speedos. Armando. All right, darling. Lights, please, dear. Thank you. All right. Psychic signals. That's not very good at all. In fact, I think it was worse than the last time. So, my dears, I'm afraid we must wait a bit longer for more psychic signals to accumulate. And while we do, why don't I regale you with another story? This one about me little boy Cecil. Well, he's not little anymore, he's all grown up, just like you. Yes. and until recently quite the dear and so good to his mum. Have you ever noticed how your sweet, delicate, artistic-type boys harbor unusually strong attachments to their mums? Though I am loath to admit, since being possessed, he rarely phones, and has moved practically to the other side of the planet. The Upper East Side, to be precise, which I originally mistook to be, well, just trying to escape my doting maternal affections. But now I see quite clearly as the spiteful spectres attempt to separate us. Of course, we've had our occasional disaccord, as all mothers and sons must. But disagreements should never pry passionate progeny apart from their parents. After all, that's what the holidays are for. Of course. Well, I suppose I may have made une or deux mistakes with him over the years. I'm not too proud to admit when I'm wrong, rare as that may be. No, I'm too old for pride. That ship sailed long ago, along with a trunk full of hot pants and halter tops. Time has taught me a thing or two. I picked up quite a few tricks along the way. Yes, I learned things the hard way. By performing in puny, pathetic pubs, itchy island inns. You know the type. Probably seen you there. In fact, wasn't that you on Whip It Out Wednesday? Don't be shy, sir, you weren't that night. Very impressive. Do drop by my dressing room after the show for a petite tete-a-bouche. How about I give you another song? Would you like that? Yes. I can't hear you. Only kidding, it's turned up full. All right. A dirty little ditty I shall perform just for you. I could find it on Jacked or on Grindr or Scruff or Madam or Adam. That ain't enough. When I'm really itching and needing distraction, I go to the place to get my kind of action. Here, live, now, over here, live. And most of all, I don't want to sit home and twiddle my app. Text 20 questions, I'm tired of that crap. What I really need is a good working over, rolling thunder and lightning down under. Here, live, now, over here, live. And most of all, no chat, no dick pics, no phony statistics, no TTYLN, no swipe left for later. I'm here, this is now, and I'm looking for action. So where is the man with that big animal attraction? I think I've already made that one quite clear. I'm losing my mind, this sexual diet. Got nothing to eat, my mouth just won't buy it. But I'm ready now, got a big appetite. And I'm looking for the man who can feed me right. Here, live, now, over here, live, now, I'm waiting, over here, live, now, oh baby, I'm here, live, and most of all, I'm ready for you now. Oh baby, I'm here, live. Thank you, darlings. Thank you, darlings. Live at the Duplex. Not one of those crappy little clubs or puny little pubs. which are all well and good and lots of fun. But one thing they've taught me, passing the bucket doesn't pay the bills. Kicking the bucket would pay a hell of a lot more. Ask Paul Lynde, the savvy son of a soul occupying me sweet son Cecil, who's undoubtedly responsible for him taking out a frighteningly large insurance contract on moi. Yes, he's taken out a contract on moi. Well, he'd have never done that on his own. So you can see how perilous my situation has become. My very life may depend on what we accomplish here tonight. Though what a wraith would want with wealth is a wonder. Of course, we the living could all use a few extra pounds. Pounds are dollars, dear, where I come from. Do try and keep up. Who amongst us does not have financial struggles? 1% of us, that's who. The very, very, very rich. Any of you here tonight? Perhaps looking for a consort for the flashy flair? No? Well, sometimes along with great fame. I think I said that backwards. Sometimes with great wealth comes great fame. And fame is not all brilliant. No. There are many downsides, such as, well, the enormous burden of bearing such high standards. Must be something better than that. Ah, here's a good one. Lack of privacy. Lack of privacy. There you go. Lack of privacy. Though just between you and I, once one gets home and closes the front door, well, how much more privacy does one need? Katharine Hepburn had this to say about fame. But as she's a former guest, somebody is singing to me from the audience. As she's a former guest, why don't we just wait for that to resolve itself? Yes, Katharine Hepburn, former guest. Lovely, dear. Yes, thank you. And now, well, as she's a former guest, I'm sure she'd be deliriously delighted to come here and tell you all about fame herself. Now, she's a former guest, so I don't need a group incantation. A simple summons should do the trick. Armando, darling, could you do that voodoo that you do so well? Thank you, dear. Commune with us, Katharine Hepburn. Commune with us. Move into me. Move into me. Tell us all about your fame. Well, I see, lady, I suppose has found me again, in spite of my greatest efforts to elude her. She wants me to talk about fame. So the sooner I get started, the sooner I can get out of here. Now, of course, my fame stemmed from my acting career. I think acting's a complete idiot's profession. It's a business you go into if you're a complete egocentric. When I started out, I had no desire to be an actress or to learn how to act. I just wanted to be famous, and so I was. But I think acting is the most modest of gifts, after all. Shirley Temple could do it at 4. By that scale, lady, I suppose it'd be what? 2.5. She can't be completely without talent, can she? Well, I'm sure she knows a great deal more about the opposite sex than I ever did. Plain women know so much more about men than beautiful women ever do. Good girls go to heaven. Bad girls go everywhere. Lady, I suppose I must be very well traveled. And she must be half dead herself, the way she's been popping in and out of my afterlife like some prurient peeping Tom. Now, I've told you about my fame, and I shall try and make my escape. And to reverse the words of Tennessee Williams, as we are no longer living in a democracy, I shan't come down, I shall rise, rise out of you. It's really nothing. Thank you. And Bonnie Kate always says what's ever on her mind, no matter how cheeky. Have you ever noticed how your rich and famous celebrities seem to feel specially licensed to say whatever they want, whenever they want? Of course, this showy biz has never been as lucrative for some as for some others. But that's okay. We wait. Tables. Waiting while waiting. One must keep a stiff upper lip, I say. Make sure every day to find a trick, to find a chuckle. That's the trick. Conversely, make sure every day to find a trick. That's the chuckle. If somebody gives you the stink eye, you know what the stink eye is? Yes. I'm sure you do. Probably had so many you could smell one a mile away. Smelling anything now? Did I say that? Well, I've tried giving my own stink eye to poor Lynde, but to no avail. He's terribly tenacious. If I were to give it to anyone else, it would absolutely have to be to he who must not be named. It only gives him more power. Of course, I'm referring to our tweeter-in-chief, Totus, as it were. I so wish it weren't. Just another media star who rose too far. In my recent conversation with the lovely late legend Bette Davis, did I miss something, darling? Excuse me? Oh, are you having fun, dear? I think you are. Well, how lovely. Here's to you, dear. Come up here. Would you like to say something to everyone? No? All right. Then I shall... No, you've missed the point. Too late. So, no. Tweeters, yes. In my recent conversation with the lovely late legend Bette Davis, the subject of Ronald Reagan arose, another one, who I didn't care for any more than Maggie Thatcher. Bet was going on about how he went from B-grade actor to... Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Of course you're not. No. Why don't I have her here to tell you herself? Former guest, simple summons will do the trick. Yes, simple summons. Here we go. Are you ready? Yeah. I'm on the way. That was quick. Commune with us, Bette Davis. Commune with us. Move into me. Move into me. Tell us all about, Ronald Reagan. So, you want to hear about little Ronnie Reagan? Well, I'd rather talk about me. People often used to ask me why I was so good at playing a bitch. And I'd say, well, I think it's because I wasn't a bitch. Perhaps that's why Miss Crawford was so good at playing ladies. Most fun I ever had with Joan was when I pushed her down the stairs and whatever happened to Baby Jane. I should have won the Oscar for that. In all honesty, I should have. But Joan didn't want me to have that. No, she didn't. She campaigned very hard against me with all the Eastern Oscar people. Well, I've written a letter to Joni to thank her from heaven above. I wrote it to tell her, go fuck yourself. They say you should never say bad things about the dead, only good. All right? Joan Crawford is dead. Good. Now, about little Ronald Reagan. Well, he never really made his mark as an actor, did he? No, he didn't. As acting president counts. And really, I think Nancy deserves best supporting. Just goes to show you, anything can happen in America. It's marvelous, simply marvelous. No, I'd love to stay and chat, but I just washed my halo. Dear Bette. Such a dear. Of course, she's from the BT era, before tweet. I don't know how marvelous she'd find the current load of putrid pap we're forced to swallow tout les jours. I, for one, always make it a point to try and not swallow. Though I'm told it's safer, too. Well, perhaps now's a good time to give it another go. What do you think? Another conjuring. Well, at least another check for psychic signals already. I mean, they're going to throw us out of here. Eventually. All right? Everyone ready? Yeah. Armando, darling. Lights. Thank you, dear. All right. No, not again. Whoa! Oh, heavens, heavens, heavens! Well, there's a hot spot, as I think I pointed out earlier. Now, so, we've got a hot spot. Let's have another drinky pool to further lubricate the spirit's passage. Bottoms up. Cheers, darlings. All right. Now, I don't like to reuse an incantation that's failed, so I happen to have another one with. All right. Everyone? You know the M.O., don't you? It's, don't forget your little Gloria Estefan to it, but anyone know who that is anymore? Rhythm, you know, like George Gershwin. I got rhythm! Wait, that's another one. That's another show entirely. All right. That's what I meant. With a little meter to it, like a poem. All right, ready? Hateful hobgoblin, loathful lush, come to us now in one final flush. That's very good. It's as if you trained, you studied ahead of time. All right. You ready? 3 times the charm. Hateful hobgoblin, loathful lush, come to us now in one final flush. Hateful hobgoblin, loathful lush, come to us now in one final flush. Hateful hobgoblin, loathful lush, come to us now in one final flush. Commune with us, hateful hobgoblin. Commune with us. Move into me, hateful hobgoblin. Nothing. Again. Venomous vermin. Don't give up. We must succeed tonight in Cecil's transformation. Do you know who's one of Transformation's most die-hard devotees? Not Caitlin. Not James St. James. No party monsters here tonight, I don't think. No. I shall tell you. Joan Rivers. Yes, Joan Rivers, who worships the temple of aesthetic surgery, Temple B'nai Bris. Now, she was a lovely woman. I opened for her several years ago, before... And, well, just between you and I... Or as Truman Capote pedantically put it, just between you and... Former guest, simple summoning. So much more interesting from his strange little voice. All right, Truman Capote. I should try. Are you ready?
Yes.
Well, let's let him get that done before we turn the lights out. Oh, it's not out. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Commune with us, Truman Capote. Commune with us. Move into me. Move into me. Tell us all a grammar lesson. Oh, heavens. Such trouble with this thing. Little costume malfunction. Ignore the man behind the fan. Well, this in Studio 54. That's right, it doesn't exist anymore. Neither do I. Ooh, just look at this. Well, looks like something I might have worn there. Well, back then I had a drinking problem. Alcohol was just the least of it. Just the joker in the card. Truth is, back then I had a tranquilizer problem. But we're not here to talk about my tranquilizer problem. We're here to talk about Miss Mary's problem with the English language. And her constant employment of the incorrect phrase. Just between you and I. Just between you and me is the proper phrase. The word between is the preposition. What's so funny about that? Pronouns following prepositions and prepositional phrases are always in the objective case. Miss Mary could never grasp that simple concept. I've written a lot of characters assuming the problems with the English language. But you can't blame the writer for what the character says. Well, ask Harper Lee. Oh, that's right, she's dead too. Well, she was a childhood friend of mine, very good friend of mine. She wrote To Kill a Mockingbird. Not the Broadway play, the Pulitzer Prize-winning novel. Well, that's my literary lesson for today. It's not going to be a test, so you can put down your pencils. All right? Class dismissed. Truman Capote. Such a dear. Spirits come and go so quickly around here, don't they? Well, let's get back to Joan Rivers. Now, Joan Rivers, funny as she was, actually, I remember laughing for hours at her vinyl recording of what becomes a semi-legend mist. Rather cruel form of humor, but still, sort of like Bianca Del Rio, only funny. Did I say that out loud? Yes, well, funny as she was, she must have been a little numpty, having had so many cosmetic procedures again and again and again and again and again and again. Am I hearing an echo? No. That's how many there were. This is a little pet peeve of mine. Just between you and... Just between us. Damned Truman Capote. I think there's nothing more beautiful and dignified than allowing nature to take its natural course. The lovely Dame... Hello. Is that for me? No, it's for you, dear. All right. The lovely, what? Jane Goodall. Dame Judi Dench. Cher. Well. Yes, ma'am. I have a little story about, well, of course I'm not against touch of the cosmetic arts. The lightest touch, of course. I have a little story about cosmetics I tried telling Cecil just the other day, but since being possessed, he no longer listens. No. Now when I ask if he'd like to hear some scandalously salacious account, the type he used to go gaga for, he looks at me and says, tic-tac, no. X gets the square. Whatever that means. Pardonnez-moi. I'll tell you what it means. It means I no longer have his adoring attention. And I miss it so. He was such a good listener. But not anymore. Quel fromage. But I do have you, don't I? Yes, well, at least for tonight. Yes, and the wonderful man I'm currently seeing. He's a singer. We met backstage in one of those itchy island inns. After one particularly titillating performance, well, we shared a bottle of wine. Yes, we did. Bottle of wine and the rest of the night. Well, we're all adults here, aren't we? Yes. Well, heavens. Do you know, there are times when your mind just goes blank. But this isn't one of them. So, coming up on our first anniversary. It's been nearly a week. Yes, thank you for listening. I was thinking of having him up for some tasty morsels and another bottle of that wine we so enjoyed. But for some reason, I can't remember what it was. Was it a Chardonnay or a Riesling that he adored? Or maybe Cabernet or a Pinot Noir? I knew this once before. It makes a difference, all the little things you choose when you're trying to seduce. And let's face it, the more wine, the better my chances. Something else, sparkly and bubbly too. I'll give him champagne, any amount. I don't want his choices to be too few. It's most important there's a big supply of booze when you're trying to seduce. I'll drag up the whole cellar, if that's what it takes, to get him to look at me with love in his eyes, oogle at me and google at me and tell all sorts of woozy lies, like I love you and you love me. It's all in the words that you choose when you're trying to seduce. Reused lines I've used before, I must admit to you. I'll use every one on him, but this time they'll be true. Rather high note from you, so well, don't you think? Zinfandel. No, that wasn't it. Something more like a nouveau chablis. Chateau je ne sais quoi, I think. Well, maybe. I'll ask the sommelier. You've got to stay alert. It's either win or lose when you're trying to seduce. I've been trying for a repeat performance of that initial night, only for some reason, every time I look at him, he won't catch my eye. It's as if you're intentionally avoiding me. Oh, and that can't be true. Carefully pick the wine and all the words you use when you're trying to seduce. Maybe it was Manischewitz. Thank you, darling. Premature crapulation. Yes. Well, you didn't know, did you? It will be our secret next time. All right. So. No, yes. I do wish you were here now. I know you'd enjoy hearing him sing as much as I enjoy having him. Truth be told, I've been so busy rehearsing this show, we'd had no time to rendezvous, what with my tyrannical rehearsal schedule concocted by my dictatorial director, Joshua War. Josh! That's very sweet of you, too. Joshua War, who's become such the rage in New York City's underground theater circle jerks that he's too big for my petite show. Oh, you are here. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, my director, Joshua War. Hello, darling. How very sweet. Isn't that lovely? Joshua War. Take a bow, dear. He's good with the... Excuse me, how big is he? You'll have to ask him that, darling. Although, rumor has it, that's why he's so popular in those circle jerks. Now, Josh was not only responsible for directing, but for connecting me with his cutting-edge couturier who created this accoutrement, especially for tonight's performance. What do you think? Not too? Oh. And I don't mean for kind, yes. That's very sweet of you, darling. You're too kind. For kind. Of course, Cecil didn't like it. Thought there were too many feathers, too many sparkles. So I knew there was something wrong with him. He's always been attracted to bright, shiny objects, even as a boy. Evening gowns, jewelry, glitter, disco balls, Christmas balls, all sorts of balls. He's very artistic. Attended the Fashion Institute. Makes all of his own clothes. Lots of shiny silks and slinky satins. Though, since being possessed, he's taken to wearing only leather. Black leather. Yes, he no longer sews, he rivets. No, not Kermit the Frog rivet. Rivet. Well, he's taken up all sorts of strange habits as of late, such as drinking scotch. Now, yes, it's terrible, isn't it? Now, when we dine out, he orders an entire bottle of Johnny Walker, which is even worse, to himself, and finishes nearly the whole thing. And what he doesn't finish, he takes home with him. This poor Lynde must be a very low-class spirit indeed. If he had any dash, he'd order Glenfiddich. Well, of course, Cecil used to touch nothing stiffer than sherry. When we share a bottle of wine with dinner, he has a scant half glass, and, well, poor Mom forced to finish the rest. Moi-même. That's what a lady does. A real lady. And I am a real lady. I think you're laughing a little too happily there. Well, it will take more than one real lady to summon the spirit, as I think we've already proven. So, I brought along one more little trick, which perhaps will help. Yes, and a little miasma. Perhaps this will help attract him. I don't know, but it's worth a try. All right? Putrid stuff. I hate it. Of course, this is what I like. Yes. Cheers, everyone. Let's have another. I mean, after all, they've got to make a living here. I beg your pardon. Okay. I'll go with it like that. All right. Now, we must do another scan for psychic signals. So, Armando, darling, you know what you do and how well you do it. Are you ready? Ready? Go. Oh my goodness. Oh, we are radioactive and psychotic signals. Yes, well, if not now, when? Yes, perhaps this is it. I mean, after all, they're not going to let us stay here all night. Yes. All right, you know how I feel about old failures. Don't look at me. New incantation. All right? You ready? Now, don't forget, 1 for practice, 3 to go. Before we do, let's center ourselves to make sure we're very strong psychically by taking a deep breath. But for goodness sakes, don't forget to let it out. I need you conscious, darlings. All right, ready? Trumpety troll, beard-splitting snake, release the boy for heaven's sake. Oh, that was wonderful. I think you've been schooled in advance. All right, ready? Trumpety troll, beard-splitting snake, release the boy for heaven's sake. Trumpety troll, beard-splitting snake, release the boy for heaven's sake. Trumpety troll, beard-splitting snake, release the boy for heaven's sake. Commune with us, trumpety troll, commune with us. Move into me, beard-splitting snake. Hey, where am I? Oh, an audience. Well, I feel right at home. Would you look at this? Not exactly my style, or anyone's. Oh, it's not my first time in a dress. And what happened to Cecil's firm young body? Well, looks like I'm stuck in Mama Palooza. Finally got her psychic claws into me. Or should I say psycho claws. Crazy lady. Well, believe it or not, underneath all this, I'm the spirit of center square. Ticky-tacky-toe, I'm tacky. Paul Lynde. Well, maybe you're too young to remember, and fuck you for that. Well, I was also Uncle Arthur on Bewitched. It's in reruns. Well, of course you'd remember. You'd remember Washington crossing the Delaware, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Well, if she only knew what her sweet son Cecil's up to. You should see the pictures he sends of himself. Well, part of himself. We never did that in my day. At least not before dinner and a couple of stiff ones. Polaroids changed all that. What's a Polaroid? Oh man, you're killing me. Would you look at this? My favorite. Excuse me. You know, they asked me to move this when I do this, and I forgot. Sorry, honey. Now, let me have another drink. Maybe it'll bring back my memory. Of course, it doesn't make me high anymore, damn it. But I still like the taste. Of course, it might do something to the old bat. Well, somebody did their homework. Hey, wait a minute. She put this here just to lure me, didn't she? Just to pry me from her sweet son, Cecil. Well, who needs him in his granny anyway? Only thing I ever liked about him was, well, he bears an uncanny resemblance, well, to a fellow I tricked with once, and, excuse me, can't drink it once, it comes right back. A fellow I met once in Trippenham, England. Met him at a truck stop. Had the biggest night of my life. Can't remember his name, but said he was from East Jaywick. It was Frederick. What was that? Now, can't remember his name, but I'll never forget this. He hustled me in the back of his truck on a 50-pound bag of instant potatoes. Had a real nice meat pie. It was Frederick, it was Frederick. And how dare you pretend to have known my Frederick? You're Frederick. Well, looks like the lady was a tramp. No tramp, no tramp, no, you're the tramp. And how very dare you? I dare whatever I want. And what are you going to do about it? Bore me to death with another one of your never-ending stories? Well, you can't kill me, lady. I'm already dead. Not dead enough! Begone, sleazy spirit. Vade retro satana. Vade retro satana. Vade retro satana. Begone, sleazy spirit. I expect you. No, I expel you. Expel you. You can't make me go anywhere. You're like the wicked witch in Munchkinland. You've no power here. Be gone before somebody drops a hex on you. Very well, I'll bide my time. But just try and stay out of my way. Just try. Oh, wait a minute. Am I a good witch or a bad witch? I'm not a witch at all. I'm Lady Mary Pozah from Kansasbury. And I do have the power. I do have the power. I do have the... Those ain't no ruby slippers, lady. No, but I have something even more powerful. Woo! Everyone, please help me out. Help me out. Are you ready? Say with me and don't stop till he's gone. Funky, skunky, drunk, be 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 gone. He's gone. All gone. Yes. And thank you. It's all thanks to Voo. Yes, 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 yes. I can never drink you enough. There aren't enough words to express my altitude. No. Gratitude. There aren't enough words, but I am really at a... Hello, dear, you did make it. Really at a loss for... What was I saying? It must have worked. Well, no wonder I'm feeling a tipsy tad tiny. Well, tonight's turned into a real buzz session, hasn't it? Well, a great suppress. No. Sex. And now that poor Lynde is finally deceased. No. Released. He's already deceased. Now that poor Lynde is finally diseased, perhaps Cecil will once again glisten to my little stories. Well, perhaps. But one girdle at a time. hurdle, hurdle, one hurdle at a time. And when life throws you hurdles, which it does, like Paul Lynde, like that sleazy, fickle Frederick, like all the twits and all the shrink eyes, remember. Well, I forgot what you're supposed to remember. Oh, of course. Never succumb to fear. Summon your inner strength and you can swim through any obstinate. When they tell you it's all good, remember, it's not all good. Not by a long shite. No, some of it is very, 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 very bad. But still, some of it is very good. And I wanted to leave you on an upbeat note. I'm afraid to leave you, I need to lie down. And they're going to throw us out of here anyway, momentarily, I bet anything, the bastards. All right. So, before I go, I wanted to leave you with a song. I don't know if I can sing in this condition. Yeah. Perhaps I should summon the help of someone used to performing in this circumstance. Somewhere over... No. Maybe Judy with a Z. Well, all right. I'll give it. Thank you, dear. Someone got it. Yes. There's always one in a crowd, unfortunately. Okay, so I shall try to give you one more song. Maestro. Thank you, dear. A final song just for you. It's not goodbye. There'll be starry nights again. It's not so long. We'll meet somewhere. All the days will pass as one. Oops. It's not goodbye. There'll be summer times again. It's not so far. I won't need another friend. Time will go. Oh, when you will come. I hope it's true. It's not goodbye. Hello's always easier. I'd have to try. Passing time without you, and I don't wanna learn how. But it's not the end, no, it's just the start of something new. It's not so far. I will always be with you. If I'm not, and if it is, you know I'd cry and wonder why it's not goodbye. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lady Mary Pozah.
Thank you all. Thank you for Thank you all. Thank you, Armando, darling. Thank all out. I'm in trouble now. Yes, thank you all for coming, and I hope to see you at my very next show. Good night.